Hello, it's Caleb Goldner, Senior Editor of ComicsAlliance.com. We've got an action figure unboxing today. It is Kamen Rider Gaim. It's from Bandai's DX line, which is their kind of more basic toy store kid-oriented line. It's kind of a step down in price from their Figuarts line, which is more about accessories and swappable parts, and this line is more about basic playability. So it's a little bit more of a, I guess, simple figure. Let's go ahead and start opening it. It comes in a normal box. It's kind of like a Figuarts box. Let me give you a comparison shot real quick. This is the Kamen Rider Wizard Figuarts, and they're really similar scale, but the DX line is a little bit more stripped down. Let's crack it open. It just opens on the side, pretty basic. This toy is from Japan, so if you can read Japanese, you can enjoy all this fine copy. I'm not sure what most of it says. Probably warnings about choking on small parts. Always like those. And here on the back, before we get to the figure, you can see the figure's two blades. He's got his like gun blade type thing. That's pretty awesome. I forget what it's called. It's called his saber. And then he has his more conventional blade, kind of like how samurai would carry a longer blade and then a shorter blade for closer range fighting. And this right here explains the toy's action features, which include the fruit unfolding and becoming armor. And here's a later transformation demonstrating the toy's compatibility. The whole line, just like the show, is made up of a bunch of dudes who are kind of fruit-based samurai. The motif of the show is fruit. And Kamen Rider Gaim, who is sort of the star of the show, if you've watched it, at least the titular hero, his default transformation is an orange. Some other cats on the show. One dude's grape, one dude's banana. They're all from rival dance crews, and they have padlocks that give them fruit-based armor from another dimension, supplied by an evil corporation that has made their city feel like feudal Japan. So it's a pretty wild show. If you want to know more about it, Wikipedia is probably the best place to get a synopsis, or you can ask Chris Sims and I to talk to you about it for like an hour on Twitter, because we can probably do that for you. For the figure, this is Gaim, his like basic state, and you can see the details on the visor, and his, armor that's underneath his Lockseed armor. And the paint job on the legs here. And this is a pretty detailed figure. It's got a lot of articulation. It's got ball jointed shoulders and thighs. And then it's got more basic articulation at the heels, knees, elbows, wrists. And, we call this a basic toy, but compared to, I guess, like more domestic superhero toys, he has several articulated finger joints for holding weapons like guns and things like that. So this is actually a very articulated figure for a basic toy anyway. I guess one of the things that makes it the most basic is it does not have articulation at, I guess, underneath in the ab area, but it does have a waist joint, swivels, and it can do basically anything you would need out of a basic figure. Let's show you the biggest, coolest part of this line. So on the show, the Kamen Riders, there's a group of them. There's like, I don't know, there's a new one every week. There's like 30, there's like 6. But they each have their own default rider state, like this dude, Gaim. And then they use a lock seed, which is like a little padlock that goes in their belt. And you can see on this toy, it's kind of basic. The paint apps on the belt aren't complete, but they're pretty legit. But they have these little padlocks they put in their belt here, and they have a picture of fruit on them, and they have like a little knife on their belt that cuts the padlock like you would slice a fruit. And then a portal from another dimension where monsters that they have like Pokemon battles with. It's confusing, but you know, it opens up and a giant fruit. An announcer guy from another realm says the name of the fruit, like orange, and time and space unzips, and this thing comes out, and it pops on top of their head, like so, and then this button shows you how it unfolds in the show. It pops open like that, and then the armor folds down on top of each rider and becomes like their samurai style armor. And that's cool. That's the main play feature of this line. You can swap the different Lockseed armors between characters like they're going to eventually do on the show. Like you can see on this box, Kamen Rider Gaim is wearing, I think that's Baron's banana armor. So it's a neat play feature. And then after you pop on the chest armor, you can slide in the helmet piece that's unique to each toy. Let me see if I can get this in focus. So it's cool. Each toy has like a little slice in their dome where you can slide in their armor. So they're of course wearing a helmet once you've got this in, like they do on the show, and also the effect piece comes through the clear part on their visor so that the look is totally consistent. Let me show you. You gotta clip it in or it can pop out pretty easily. So yeah, just like on the show, they've got an orange coming through their visor. If you switch it to the grape dude, you've got some purple. The banana dude, you've got some yellow. So it's pretty cool transformation. Just make sure you pop it in all the way or it can pop out. Everything stays on pretty tight and doesn't really wiggle around once you've got it clipped on appropriately. So it's a neat transformation effect. And then of course you have some spots on the belts to clip his 2 blades, one of which shoots, I guess, laser blasts of some kind. I don't know, they explode like bullets, so it's just kind of a gun. And he's got more lock seeds, unpainted, they're just black on the toy sculpt, like he carries on the show for more transformations. And they've got all kinds of lock seeds. And actually this line, maybe we can review some later. You can buy the extra ones. There's a pineapple, there's a strawberry, there's a huge watermelon one, there's like this banana one for example. So that's what that's for. Let's see. Yeah, so this has a peg, and you can just clip it onto the belt right here so that he's got it stowed. And it also attaches, if you want a double-bladed weapon, to this guy, like it just shows on the box. So you can do that. We're just going to have him hold it normal style. This figure is the only Kamen Rider Gaim action figure that's out right now. It's not readily available in America yet because, of course, there's no Kamen Rider shows on in the States currently, and if you want it, you're going to have to look for it on a Japanese toy hobby site, or I found this one on Amazon, and we'll include a link in the notes if you're interested in it. There is a Figuarts version of the figure coming out later this year. It's been shown in some catalogs in Japan, and let me give you a comparison. This is the Forze Figuarts, and it's actually a little smaller, proportionately, than this DX figure. So photos show, I don't think the armor is going to be swappable or interchangeable. It might be removable, possibly, but can't really tell from the photos right now when there's a Gaim Figuarts out. If you do find this show, or this toy, on a hobby site from Japan, in Japan this retails for 3,150 yen. That's like 32 American dollars, but most import sites are charging something like 45 to 50 bucks for this toy. So if you want to collect the whole line, you might want to wait till you see it at a convention, or I don't know, start delivering pizzas or something to make payments, because it's a little pricey. But if you just want the main toy, you can probably shell out. We'll just go over the detailing on it to wrap things up. As you can see, things aren't quite as detailed as they would be on a Figuarts toy. There's not as many paint apps. There'll probably be some more details, like, you know, this sword will have some detailing in the grooves. Maybe some more details, like these feet are just matte plastic. The joints won't be as obvious, like here, you know, they're just metal. But this toy is really articulated. The interchangeable armor is a cool feature that's tooled specifically for the show. And of course, you know, modern Kamen Rider series are designed with toys completely in mind. Everything they use is basically an action figure. They basically transform or henshin into dudes who look exactly like action figures and ladies that look like action figures. So if, you know, you're into Gaim and you're looking for just a basic figure, can't really go wrong with this guy. It's the Kamen Rider Gaim DX figure from Bandai, and it's available online on hobby sites and shops like Amazon now. Check us out. We're going to do some more of these. I think we'll be following this up with some more Figuarts reviews for other Kamen Rider toys and some Super Sentai and Power Rangers toys. So, you know, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It'll have a lot more to come. Thanks.